is very close to my heart. So I thought I will utilize this opportunity given to me by Aambra Foundation to talk my heart out to you. My life story is not very inspiring, but still, if I can motivate any women or any person through my story, I'll be extremely happy. So let me start from my childhood, which was a roller coaster ride. We did have financial problems, but since I was the only child, my parents ensured that I get very good uh, school and education. So I'm a product of Army Public School, Dhola, and I'm really proud because this school taught me the spirit of sportsmanship, which I think is so important in life, and it takes you to places. And I'll be always indebted to the school, to the teachers, to my friends in school, and the spirit of defense services and the love for your country and the feeling of always challenging yourself and going beyond the boundaries is what the foundation I got from Army Public School. So thank you to my teachers through this forum. Then I was very lucky to fulfill my mother's desire. She always wanted me to be a student of one of the premier colleges in India, Lady Sri Ram College. And I had to really struggle hard to get in because even in those days, and I'm talking of 81, 1981, the admissions had stopped at 75%. So I had to really work hard at my boards to get in. I was lucky to fulfill this dream of my mother. I graduated from LSR in 84 doing my English literature, English honors. And LSR gave me what I'll say the flair and the personality building of me as an professional women, a woman who could think about herself, somebody who had dreams and inspiration. The spirit in me comes from LSR and also this bindi. My mother always used to put this bindi, but I had a teacher in LSR who used to put this bindi, and that gives me a lot of energy. So I always put this bindi. In fact, a lot of people forget my name and they say, "Oh, that women with that big bindi." So for me, it is not only energy, but is also tribute to my mother and to my teacher at LSR. After LSR, I specialized in public relation and advertising, which not many people know because they've. I didn't pursue PR and advertising as a career, but that gave me a different perspective of how to communicate, what is this industry, and how do women enter a PR. Because I feel PR, public relation, and communications are such skills which go throughout your life. They're always with you. You're always in a relationship management. You're always communicating. So, again, so my foundations have been these three. I've been very lucky as far as my professional life has been concerned. My first job was with Tata's, where I really got a feel of what lies ahead in my life. I had to join in telecom sales. And in those days, and I'm talking 85, 86, where women were very few in hardcore sales, where you go door to door to each office and sell. But it was a little difficult in the beginning because the men and the women didn't sit on the same table and had lunch in office. I've seen that era. So you were there trying to prove yourself. There was a lot of mental pressure, and there was a lot of loneliness because you were all alone. But then, as I said, the foundation, which was from my school, from my college, from my parents, from the family values, from my sanskar was so high that I was determined that I have to prove myself. And I did. And after spending these 5 years with Tata's proving myself, taught me that I have to work thinking genderless. I don't have to work thinking that I'm a woman and it's a man's world. So you can imagine I started with a motto quite early in my life, thinking genderless and yet trying to fight for gender equality, not only at work, but also in the society, in my all interactions, personal and official. After working with Tata's, I was picked up by a multinational called Northern Telecom, Nortel, which was a US Bell company. And that gave me, that introduced technology for me because we were selling technology in India through that company. And a non technical person like me got upgraded to a technology person. And then comes the most important phase of my life, the most important experience, which has truly transformed me in the person you see today, the Priti Srivastava the industry realizes. And that is my 24 years of working at Reliance Industries. I'm still working there as Senior VP Corporate Affairs. And these 24 years have been the changing face of professional women in India, if I can say so. I was inducted as a corporate affairs manager, and it was for me a big support, if I can use the word elevation, because in those days women did not pursue a career in corporate affairs. It was all male dominated. But this company, the management, put so much of faith in me and said that, we are looking for professionals. We do not believe in gender. And this is 1987, sorry, 97. So my journey to promote gender equality, women in jobs where it is male dominated, started very early. And Reliance taught me a lot of things, but a few things which I'm practicing now and I've practiced throughout my career. And I also pursue this when I talk to the young professionals who come and work for me, is that how do you create a balance between family and your work? You may be at any position, you may be doing any job, but the most important thing in your life, which motivates you, which keeps you grounded, is your family. So you have to create a balance between family and your job. And that's what my company taught me, how to be the person you are at work, not to mix your personal and professional life, but if you are happy, if you're looking after a family, that gives you the great emotional support, that emotional quotient of emotional security, so that it helps you at work. It gives you that confidence at work because that your family's at your back, you're working to support your family. I've been extremely lucky to have a husband who, I think, if I have to award that, who pursues, who fought gender parity, is him. He told me that I want you to run the house, while he runs an NGO for the last 26 years. And he says, you are the one who are going to earn, who are going to look after the house. And I'm very proud that my wife is doing that. Imagine fighting society, setting an example by doing this. And we have worked all these years as a team. His nonprofit, which I also work, I'll talk about it later, and me working as a professional. So we decided that as a couple, we have to set this example, that the norms in the society traditionally coming, that even if a woman is working, she has to be the second person in the house. She has to run the kitchen, she has to do the household work. Yes, I'm also a housewife. I live in a joint family, I look after my parents, his parents. I also cook sometime, but he is equally a part of it. He supports me like a friend, like a colleague, like a teammate in personal life. So my first message to all those men and women listening to me are that get out of this mindset of a typical marriage where a woman has to be responsible for a house and the man has to wear the pants and go out and earn. Times are changing, and the next generation, my daughter's generation, I'm glad are not following it. The mothers, and I request once again, please raise your kids as you raise your daughters, and teach them cooking, teach them anything, because in the times this new millennium generation is going to live, it's going to be tough. They have to look after the house, together they have to work like a 50-50 partner, and then only the change in the society become. uh, I go to a lot of conferences, I attend workshops, lectures on gender equality, whether it's globally, whether it's in the society, in the government. But the seed of gender equality will come from individuals, from our houses, from the way we reach. We teach our children, especially boys, and at corporate level, at government level, we have to open all opportunities. There are still a lot of professions. There's still a lot of advertisement I see where they say we prefer only men, and my heart really feels bad, because I have never faced that in my life. I have got support of family, of my professional colleagues, of the companies I worked, where there was no differentiation between a man and a woman. So what we have to do, and I was just part of some conversations recently, and I was watching conferences at the global level at Davos, and every country, every speaker, every leader said gender equality is very important. But if you ask me, it is as simple. Start from yourself, start from your house, and in the coming years, I'm very confident that we will not talk of gender equality. I know it cannot be achieved, uh, you know, in 10 years, maybe 20, maybe 30, I don't know. But at least, why do we look at others? We should start from ourselves. Another very important aspect of my life is joining my husband's NGO, Namratan Foundation, as a sustainable growth mentor. The NGO works for women from villages, women who are underserved, women who are living in slums, women who basically run the house, are not educated, have never stepped out. We have opened 32 vocational centers till date, uh, and these numbers are before the lockdown, where we give them a basic training for tailoring and stitching. It's a 6 months course, and after the course, we help them to get daily job work. And I'm very happy to say that more than 9,000 women are on their own. They are earning 30 to 40 rupees a day and even more. They have got job work from the factories. They have got job works from the tailors in their nearby areas, and they go and they work and come back, and most of them are working from their house. With that money, they're taking care of the education of their kids, they're taking care of the meals. And I've seen this growth in them. There were women who never used to communicate, they were shy, they were not confident, and now once they've started earning, the transformation you will see That is the real gender equality I'm talking about. When we started working with these women, we realized that most of the time their communication or the confidence was more because they were not educated. So that led to the next project of Navratan, of adult education. So we have girls 16, 17. We have women in the age of 40, even 75 now, who come to our centers and they learn basic. It is very important because we tell them that once you can sign, you should have your voter card. We help them to get their Aadhaar card. We also tell them how to operate their bank accounts, because there's so many government schemes where the government is transferring money into the account of these women, and most of them didn't even know that they're entitled to have this facility. So it's a chain reaction, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction, because I don't work in a set pattern that we only have to teach them tailoring and stitching. It is like adopting them. Once you have adopted them, then whatever are their issues, you have to take care. Then this led us to a lot of projects during COVID and the lockdown, because there were a lot of migrants also working in those slums, labor class, and who didn't know what happened. Suddenly there was a lockdown. So we started the campaign of giving them a lot of support on the food. We gave them dry ration. Uh, we told them about hygiene, which was very important. Then that led us to another question, working on the hygiene, that how do we support these women, because they stopped getting work during COVID. So we started a movement called Mask for All, where we taught these women how to make hygienic masks under the supervision from a doctor from Apollo. And we used to pay them 3 to 5 rupees per mask, and that changed their life. They were earning, they were promoting wearing a mask, and then we started distributing these free masks to a very special kind of an audience who needed them the most. Who were they? They were the people like vegetable vendors, the security guards, the people who come to your household, the sweepers, the courier guys, the people who are doing logistics in your society, your mali, your servant. And by giving this mask, we also taught them the importance. You have to wash them. You don't have this mask has not to be disposed in a it has to be disposed in a proper manner. You don't have to share wearing masks. So what I'm saying is, from a corporate person during lockdown, I through work in this NGO has really changed me, and I think this change I've seen a lot of other professionals who started contributing to the society, to sustainability. So that's another message, that let's just look around. We are the privileged one. We have a good job. We have all amenities, and it is people like us who have to handhold and go out and help people. um, Another thing what I wanted to tell is that I also started counseling a lot of women and students during this lockdown. I already had a background of mentorship in my own company, where I used to mentor the young professionals used to come to work in the corporate world. That was very different. I started speaking to students, trying to understand their problems, started speaking to a lot of women, and this was all online. So time was not a limit, since they didn't know me. And online also has an advantage. People opened up, and that taught me a lot of things, a lot of messages which I gave, which I think through this forum I would like to speak. So one of the things, I think the problem with people are that they don't ask themselves who we really are. The confusion is that they are not clear on their goals, on what they need. So professionals like us, as mentors, as counselors, have to help people to understand who we really are. It is not a philosophical question, it's a simple question: who we are and what we need to do in life. Then second thing what I learned and propagated is that happiness is a state of mind. It is all here. If you're happy, if you're sad, only you are responsible for that. Nobody can make you happy or sad. So happiness is a state of mind, is something what I propagate through my classes. Never be a victim, be a master of your life. The victim mode, and especially in women, whether it's she's a housewife, whether it's a career woman, whether it's a woman working as an ASHA worker, because I work with a lot of ASHA workers also. It's always a victim mode. हम क्या करें, हमें तो बाहर निकलना है कमाने के लिए, अपने बच्चों के लिए, हमारी abusive marriage है, हम so everything is your mindset. If you think you are a victim, God help you. So I try to motivate people is that किसी की वजह से आप खुश या दुखी नहीं हो सकते. So you have to work on yourself. Definitely no room for self pity. And this is, I'm seeing across the board, even with the most successful women in the boardrooms can be a victim of self pity. Again, it's your mindset. Something what I've practiced in my life, and I want to say which has helped me, and I'm a great believer that thoughts are the most important thing in your life. For me, my thoughts are my energy. So I'll give you an example. Uh, there are times where things have not gone the way I wanted, uh, but I sit and I think positively. And I think, yes, Preeti, you can do it. You have to take that plunge, you have to take that leap. And by thinking positively, it gives me that physical and mental energy to do it. So it is my request to everyone that please listen to yourself, listen to your thoughts, be positive. If you think positive, you will act positive. And for a lot of women like me who are in corporate jobs or government jobs, my message is that, success is not a journey. Success is a journey, it is not a destination. So there's a lot of work we need to do. There is no glass ceiling, it's all in the mind. It is not that we have reached senior management. Don't be worried, we have not reached the boardroom, because everybody cannot reach the boardroom. So don't grow straight, grow like a plant. Just spread yourself. uh, Come out of your house, come out of your professional, and try and help people around you. And I think COVID has really given us this message that nothing is permanent, anything can happen. Only if you're together, if you help people, if you hold hands, you can move mountains. And that's what, and especially the spirit, the DNA of being an Indian. We have shown this in so many ways during lockdown. We have really fought it really well than most of the countries. So spread your wings, stop thinking, and just act. Uh, so I think I just have 5 minutes left. So there's certain more messages I would like to give. Is correct your emotional diet. Your emotional diet, if it's not right, everything will go wrong. So what is your emotional diet is think positively, help others, absolutely no ego. And the most important thing is believe in yourself. If you're going to believe in yourself, everything is going to fall in place. My last thing is a venture which is very close to my heart, and I'm going to speak about it. It's called Om Soul. uh, it I do a lot of Om chanting, and the word is coined from that. It's called Om Soul. So my NGO started supporting a lot of karigars who are specialists in hand carving and hand carving is something which is dying in India. So what we do, I have a great passion for rocks. Uh, Rose quartz, everybody know, amethyst, sapphire, all the gems we wear, the real form of these rocks. So we create a lot of sculptures and figures out of these rocks by giving to these karigars who are scattered all over India and have no other means but this great art they have. So we create a lot of Ganeshas, we create a lot of other figures, and we try and promote it through our NGO. And if you, whatever income comes, goes back to the NGOs for the underprivileged kids, which takes me to another. We also run a slum school called Navratan Gyanpeeth, where we have 160 boys and girls, kids working, studying with us in the slum school. So all this goes to their education. So I have an Instagram page. You can go, you can support these karigars, also promote the Indian culture, uh, gift something which is purely nature, give something which is so pure and good, and also be a reason or a cause to help these young children. To end, I will just say that when I look back at my journey, I've been very, very fortunate, as I told you. But I feel that this is the time that I need to move forward into sustainability, into helping other women, mentoring them. And one of the platforms I've just got is Wiki, which is Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm with the PR and the Digital Marketing Council, and it's a fabulous a team of 20 women who are trying to help women in communications, trying to mentor them, trying to find the solutions to a lot of their problems. So my request to all my professional women from the corporate is that beyond what we are doing for our company in our profession, we really need your help. We really need you to handhold and help other women to come forward and join this great journey India is on. And yes, gender equality, I've spoken so much about it, will start from you and not from anybody else. It is the power of being the women, the energy, the multitasker we are can help. But we have to walk the talk. We don't have to tell people what to do. We have to do it ourselves and then ask them to follow. We have to be the role models of tomorrow. And an Indian women can do so much. I don't have to drop names. You all know them. So, with folded hands, I want to request all the men to come out and help their wives, their daughters, their mothers. And I want to request all the women in professional and especially the housewives, come make a difference. Thank you and namaskar.